Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here. Welcome to my review of Bird Box. I still have half an hour to watch of that film and I don't think I'm ever going to watch it. I can't, I'm sorry. Bird Box is typical of SJW Hollywood filmmaking. The kind of hatred for men in this film is there for everyone to see. We learn that Sarah Paulson's and Sandra Bullock's character's dad is an arsehole. They make that very clear with some remark about a stud farm. So it's very clear they don't really have any respect for him, and Sandra Bullock's character doesn't like men. That's for sure. Sandra Bullock's character is got this expression, which is this. That's her expression because you have to look like that. You have to look like you're about to explode when you're a strong Hollywood woman. To be honest with you, I think Sandra Bullock is a miscast in this film, but they tried to make it a vehicle for her. A lot of people will say, this is a great film. Look at how everyone's talking about it, how it's trending, all the gifs. They're making fun of it because it's a load of rubbish. Let me be clear here. Bird Box has a beautiful, beautiful concept, badly executed. Badly executed. The characters have no personality in this film. The only character you can really gravitate to is John Malkovich's Douglas. But they decided to make him an old white dude arsehole, right? Because he's a man and he's a white dude and he's in his 50s or 60s. So he has to be an arsehole. But you see, this is what they do. They try and make men arseholes, but then they actually make them interesting by doing that. Because nobody else is actually that interesting in this film. So you've got this great representation, but typical of Hollywood. They don't give these characters any personality because they think all that matters is representation, making that gender political stereotype. So there's a lot of man hate in this film. There's a lot of stereotyping in this film, and basically this film doesn't like fat people, overweight people. The pregnant woman jumps out the window because she looks outside because that nutter makes everyone look. There is some great brutality in this film. Don't get me wrong, it's directed beautifully, it looks great. But unfortunately, this film has many, many problems. The main problem are the flash forwards and the flashbacks. These are concepts should I say, that only work in TV shows. They may work now and again in a movie. I'm sure you'll find something to comment down below and say, well, what about this film? That worked with them back and forward. It doesn't work for this film. It doesn't. I don't care about Sandra Bullock's character. I don't care about her children in the flash forwards. I don't care about her big mouth Nellie Noel character in the back flashes either. And I tell you what, some of the acting in this film is shocking. When her sister, played by aka Sarah Paulson, who actually should have got the lead role, she should have been the lead in this film because Sarah Paulson is one of the best actors in Hollywood. But no, she gets 10 minutes and gets run over. But Sandra Bullock's character's reaction to her getting run over was pathetic. It was like, oh well, better run. That was it. That was it. And I know she had to get inside, but it was absolutely ridiculous. And, she doesn't seem very upset throughout the whole film. Now, I don't know. I haven't seen the last half an hour. She might still be alive. Who knows? But what I'm saying to you is that wasn't a great reaction. And maybe that's because the writers thought, we're going to bring her back to life anyway. I don't know. Someone can let me know. I'm not watching the last half an hour of that film. Well, I might do. I'll let you know if I do. But, enough was enough. I suffered, a lot of that film. It was a very ordinary film. It's a post-apocalyptic film, basically. So, what happens all of a sudden? Paranoia sets in. Something is going into people's systems when they look, and it's driving them insane. And this is why if you haven't seen the film, you see Sandra Bullock with the blindfold on. And it's an interesting concept that sees like ordinary everyday people having to struggle to survive. It's very similar to the Lost concept, not in the fact that they're stranded on an island, but a bunch of strangers have to get together to survive. But Lost did it so well, and Bird Box did it so badly. The core mistake in this film is in Lost, the characters are wonderfully defined, and you care about them, and you care about their relationships with these strangers, right? The thing is with Bird Box, the characters are not well defined, they're very dull, uninteresting, mediocre characters, and you couldn't give a shit if they live or die. And this is the distinction. I think Lost is the best comparison. I mean, there's another thing you can compare it with, A Quiet Place, which is kind of a similar thing, kind of. And I would say Quiet Place is up there, and Bird Box is down there, because Bird Box is concerned by ideology. You can tell what they're trying to do here, and this is the problem. When you've got a bee in your bonnet and entertainment and storytelling is last on your list, this is the problem we have with political Hollywood right now, where basically A Quiet Place doesn't really care about that. A Quiet Place is just trying to tell you a very frightening, disturbing story, and it works because John Krasinski is a freaking genius. He can act, he can direct, he's a storytelling marvel, and he believes in the story. And this is why he's such a successful person. At the end of the day, Bird Box has got all the infections, all the kind of germs and diseases that modern day Hollywood has got. It's about representation, it's about ideology. I've said it before, representation is important, it matters, but it should be done while giving those characters you're representing an actual personality. And Bird Box doesn't do this. Let me compare Bird Box to you. Bird Box is like someone giving you a Sunday afternoon drive and telling you, and you're asking them, where are we going? And they say, well, it doesn't really matter where we're going. That's Bird Box. That's what this film is. And the reason everyone's talking about it is because it's so bad. It's a tragedy in filmmaking because it's a great concept that's misused to kind of stir up ideologies and gender equalities and other things, but it's not interested in garnering its fabulous concept.